Hello and welcome to another episode of Rufus Eats Cheese. Today I have this beautiful piece of Bleu dauphinois, a double cream French cheese that's made in a little bit similar to Brie. Before we dive in, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has watched, liked, subscribed and shared the videos. My blue cheese video, which I will stick a link for up here, has now hit 20,000 views. So you guys are blowing my mind. Thank you so much for all your views and everything. If you do want to keep up to date with what cheeses I'm looking at, be sure to subscribe and hit the little bell down there. And yeah, let's eat some cheese. So as I said, this is the French cheese Bleu dauphinois. It comes from the Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes region and it is made from pasteurised cow's milk. So it's nothing too kind of exceptional in there, but what is quite special is how it's made. So it's described a little bit as a similar process to Brie, but this cheese goes through a process, or rather the milk goes through the process of ultrafiltration first. And what this does is it breaks the fat globules in the milk into much smaller globules. That means that more water is released, and so the cheese itself actually becomes more concentrated. Another thing that's pretty special about this cheese is it is a double creme. So they have added double cream to the milk to produce a much richer mixture for cheese making process. So this final piece of cheese comes out at about 60% fat, which is, pretty high. As you can see, it's got a bloom on the outside here. It doesn't look unlike a Brie on the outside. It's a little bit moister. It's not completely dry, but it's also not totally sticky. I can put a bit of pressure on there and it's reasonably firm on the outside. Also very lovely on the edges and things here. And as I'm sure you can see in here, it looks a little bit blue. This doesn't look like a piece of Stilton or something more like the Bleu d'Auvergne, which is a much bluer cheese. Let's give it a little sniff. Let's see what it smells like. Oh, wow. Okay, so we've got some mushroominess going on there. Oh, it's really good. With that double cream process, I'm reminded a little bit of Vallage, which is a triple creme cheese. I'll stick a little link for that one up here. That's one of my favorites, that one. I think probably the best thing to do is to dive in and give it a try. Let's give it a go. This was a pre-packaged piece. This was not cut from a nice wheel or anything. So because of that, I want my first taste to be a little bit more from inside. So I am gonna eat that piece. I just want to try a piece from the middle first. So, oh my God, it's so creamy, it's ridiculous. Oh, it's lovely. There's a nuttiness. It smells sweet. It smells absolutely gorgeous. Here's that blue that runs through there. As you can see, it's really more of a hint. There's a little bit on that side as well, but it's certainly not a blue cheese. It doesn't really even look quite as blue as something like Cambozola. Let's give it a try. Oh my God. That is absolutely incredible. Okay, I meant to describe that a bit, but I got a bit carried away. That is overwhelmingly creamy. There's some lovely savory notes as well in there. But to be honest, yeah, I was a bit blown away there. Right, let's try again. And I'll try and be a bit more methodical this time. Okay. So we do have, it's obviously very rich and creamy, but there's something of that nice freshness left. It's not quite lactic, definitely not lactic, but there's definitely something fresh about it. Oh my God. From the rind. The rind has a really beautiful savory note that comes through straight away. Slightly mushroomy, but not much. Just a hint. Wow, it's nothing like the rind on, say, Brie de Meaux. Even though you can see the outside does look quite mature. You then get a flood of cream. And I mean a flood of cream. This is, you almost would have like a spoonful of butter just to wash it down, to like cleanse the palate afterwards. It's so creamy. And then those blue notes come through much later. And they really are like little tiny accents. It's nothing like a Roquefort kind of blue, or even as blue as a Cambozola. It's not as blue as that. So if you're looking to try a blue cheese for the first time, this would be an excellent one to try. Any blue notes that you might be worried about are totally outweighed by that creaminess. And then just at the end as it's going, I'm getting that freshness back again. And this time it is a little more lactic, perhaps because a lot of those creamy, fatty notes have gone. And I'm left with a very slightly acidic freshness left over. But it's beautiful and sweet. It's almost like pudding on its own. And I'll try this a little bit. This bit's a bit more rind heavy, as you might be able to see. So let's give it a go. I'm getting slightly more of the mold there, but it's the kind of aromatic aspects of the mold. There's nothing kind of bitter or sharp or anything. It's nothing like the blue of a Stilton. This is really subtle. I'm going to try another piece. I'm going to actually try a piece from the outside that I cut, because this one has a few more blue bits in it here, which is on both sides of the piece here. So I'm going to give that a go. You can see it's obviously grown into little air pockets there. One thing I was not able to find out was if this is spikes. I don't think it's spiked, because we would have a much more even pattern, unless it's spiked perhaps from the outside. But these veins, they really do sit in a proper little pocket. This doesn't extend anywhere beyond its boundary there. So let's give it another go. It's so good, so creamy. I can taste that this one was wrapped. As you can see, there's a slight colour difference if I hold this piece up, just pop it there, you can see it has changed colour slightly being on the outside, and I'm really glad I tried the inside bit first. It's quite a bit more mushroomy. I wonder if with that surface open, if the mould starts to populate. You know, sometimes you can buy a piece of brie and instead of having a clean cut edge, the brie has actually grown around and sealed those open cut edges again. I am wondering if perhaps if I turn that over, we may even be able to see a little bit of that white growing here. I think this might be the same mould from the edge here that's just growing around into some new territory. It's absolutely magnificent. I think I should try that with a cracker. These are some lovely oatcakes my wife picked up, and these ones have got seeds in, so these are quite nice actually. And I'm just going to cut just the tiniest morsels off there. And we'll pop that onto a cracker. It's actually quite gooey, but it's not as gooey as something like a Brie de Meaux. It's yeah, it stops a bit short of that. But you can really feel that extra fat content in there. Oh wow. So now all that fat has kind of somewhere to go with the cracker. The flavour is quite different. So you notice a lot more of those mushroomy and blue notes and much less of the cream when you're having it on a cracker. So if any of you get to try it, it'd be really good if you could see about working through a like a cheese crackers selection pack, because it'd be really good to try maybe with some sort of sweet digestives and some other stuff and see what it's like on those. I might have to make that a little Christmas project as well, I think, because that is beautiful. That's so good. So this, although it's 60% fat, it is actually reasonably, comparatively, should I say, higher in protein as well. With there being less water content in the original. I don't know if you can see here, if this is from my cutting process, but it almost looks here, there's a little fold coming down here, or perhaps what's left over of a little spike from the outside. So it's possible, if any of you know how this is aerated, whether the air is simply introduced during the forming process or whether it's spiked, let me know in the comments. It'd be really good to find out. Some people do struggle with very fatty things. I've never found that to be the case. I'm quite happy munching I could quite easily eat this whole block, which is probably several thousand calories, and I would feel okay. But perhaps if you do feel a bit queasy after too much fat, you may want to try just a small piece of this or share it with someone. It really is quite robust. Okay, I'm going to try another piece on a cracker here. That's so good. The cracker, I think, really does bring out some of the flavour. Unless it's just that I've eaten half the block, so maybe that's what's brought the flavour out. It could be that. This piece isn't particularly blue, but it does taste a little more blue. I wonder if it's something that builds up with time. Perhaps it is. So good. Let me know in the comments if you particularly like these double cream and triple creme cheeses that are, all about the cheese. A lot of the time, cheese is made to bring the farmer more value for their milk. Other times, the milk may have been earmarked for something else, like butter making. So the cream is taken, and there's a lot of skim milk left, like Dorset Blue Vinny, where it's actually quite low in fat, as a lot of the fat has been taken off for butter making. But I do rather like these super rich cheeses like Valage, where I'm sorry, I can still taste all those lovely notes. It actually tastes slightly more buttery as well on a cracker. Maybe it's having something to taste it kind of against to give it a bit of perspective. But that does taste a little more buttery. Let me know your favourite cheeses. And we have Christmas coming up, which is obviously a really big time for us cheese lovers, particularly in the UK. No Christmas dinner is complete really without a cheese board. And Boxing Day, you've got to have plenty of cheese. Let me know what your go-to Christmas cheeses are. I pretty much, personally, like most cheese. There's very few cheeses that I don't like. I do have an issue with goat's cheeses, as you know, but that's not anything to do with them. That's something to do with me. But do you like to have one nice big piece of something? Do you like to maybe have 3 or something? Or do you like a big selection of lots of things? Let me know in the comments. I'm planning to do a video for Christmas cheeses. So we're going to do some luxury cheeses, and then we're also going to see if we can build a really nice cheese board on a budget. So let me know what you think in the comments. If that's something you'd like to see, let me know. We'll get it done. Thank you so much to everyone who has watched and liked and shared and subscribed. And I will see you next time.